On the night of August 19th, 1997, at exactly 11:40 p.m., light rain was falling over the streets of Chicago, USA, and the glow of neon lights was spreading across the wet roads like blood. It was a time when, behind the city's tall buildings, a dark world was silently breathing, one that both the government and the law had completely failed to stop. In many parts of Chicago that night, the sound of sirens was not normal. It was a sign that the city was about to burn once again in the fire of gang war. Eddie O'Connor, an experienced detective, was reopening an old case file that same night, and every page was leading him closer to a truth the city wanted to hide. One name kept appearing before him again and again: Marco Delaney, a man who the law had never been able to catch directly, but whose shadow could be felt behind every crime. In the southern part of the city, the situation was even more terrifying. In the deserted alleys, sudden bright headlights began to appear, and the silence that followed was often shattered by the sound of gunfire. That night, Marco Delaney was strengthening his control over a large territory with his network. For him, it was not just violence, it was a display of power, a message that the entire city could understand. The incidents recorded in police files were only numbers, but on the ground, it was a real war, where fear was hiding in every corner. Amid this darkness, a man named Samuel Carter, who had once been part of that network, was now wandering through the city streets while trying to escape. In his hands were some documents that, if they reached the right people, could shake the power structure of the entire city. With every step, he felt as if someone could hear his breathing, and every shadow seemed to be chasing him. The rain was growing heavier, and along with his fear, the dampness of the city felt even more suffocating. Meanwhile, Eddie O'Connor was slowly connecting the clues that could lead him to the bigger truth that had been buried for years. He was beginning to see clearly that this was not just a gang conflict, but a deep alliance between city power, a corrupt system, and the underworld. Every piece of information pointed toward Marco Delaney, but every step toward the truth was becoming more dangerous for him. On that Chicago night, the distance between truth and death had almost disappeared, and the city was slowly drowning in the fire it had created itself. If you like my video, then please comment and subscribe to my channel.